And so what happens? Well, we go home. The mission not accomplished. At Oakland, you're measured by championships, and we weren't able to get the league championship and go to the NCAA tournament. We were good enough to go to a postseason tournament. We had a great run in it. You know, we got to the Final Four of a postseason tournament. It was the longest run any team in our history of our conference has made. So there were some great things that came out of last year.
For the Oakland University men's basketball team, 2011-2012 will be remembered for the challenges it presented. Building blocks for a renewed focus heading into the 2012-2013 season, the 29th for head coach Greg Kampe. What was once labeled a young team is now looking to use their experience gained in the trenches of tough road and conference play to take another shot at a Summit League championship and postseason run.
Well, expectation this year is to make it to the NCAA tournament, win the Summit League tournament.
Our expectation here at Oakland as a program, and not just this team in general, but at Oakland is, to be playing in the NCAA tournament and to be, watching that selection show on Selection Sunday. So, our goal is to be there.
We're focused on every single game, but we know our goal is conference time. We know you can win a couple of games in the non-conference. You can do pretty well in the conference, but when it comes to March and you lose that first game during the conference tournament, you're done.
I have great expectations for this team. I think this team's got a chance to be something special, and I think when we get into February, I think this team's going to really, really be a good basketball team. I hope I'm right. And I think we're going to surprise a lot of people, especially our fan base that thinks that this is a rebuilding year. Well, I think publicly, I don't think the expectations are real high. They saw a team last year that was a real young team that was led by a senior in Reggie Hamilton that had to put us on his shoulders and score 26 points a game, and he did a great job. And the public sees Reggie carrying us, and he's gone, and there's a lot of questions about our team.
We had Reggie last year, and ever since I've been here, Reggie has been a great leader, and everybody's kind of followed Reggie. And so this year it's kind of different having Drew out in front, and I'm trying to lead more, and we have younger guys trying to step up and people trying to push from the back. So, this year it's Team 46. Team 46, every team's different, and this year is going by Team 46 as the 46 team. So we're just going off that because every team is differently and they play different, got different players, different attributes, and how we handle things differently.
This is the 46th team in Oakland history, and I think that one of the hardest things to do in life is to get people to buy into the team. And what you want to do when you coach a basketball team is everybody's got their role, but you've got to find ways to make young men buy in.
How are we going to leave our mark? How are we going to lead this season? How are we going to end off on this season? So that's basically what Team 46 is about.
We have a great program. This program at Oakland is really, really flourishing. And what's going to differentiate us from last year's team? What's going to differentiate us for next year's team? You don't want to, we're still Oakland. Last year's team was Oakland. Next year, but how do we differentiate? Well, this is the 46th year of basketball at Oakland, and this is Team 46. This is your team.
Take responsibility and take a hold of your own greatness. Coach Kampe really, preaches that every day in practice and before every game. Be responsible, be accountable, and take a hold for your own greatness.
And in 10 years from now, will Team 46 have a 10-year reunion celebrating your championship or not? Because we don't bring teams back that don't win championships. So Team 46, when Team 56 is playing, Team 46 wants to come back for that reunion.
Now we're going into these arenas and there's a different expectation level. We're walking into these schools and we're expecting to beat them.
For a mid-major program like Oakland, the early season is usually marked by opposition as the team spends more time on the road than home at the arena. But when you're a coach trying to toughen your team and condition them for an uphill battle to postseason, there's a method to the madness of a brutal early season road schedule.
3 teams in the league on the road, and IUPUI on the road, and that's all by January 9th. So I wanted to make sure our preseason schedule was very difficult, full of road games, so that we were prepared for that stretch of games, because on January 9th, we could be out of the regular season title, or we could be sitting in really good shape.
Every year we go through a brutal schedule. You know, a lot of road games, a lot of, you know, high-level competition.
A couple years ago, last year, you know, we'd go into these places and, you know, we'd be content with being there. We'd be content with, you know, just being at the arena and playing against these guys.
But now we're going into these arenas and there's a different expectation level. You know, we're walking into these schools and we're expecting to beat them.
Well, Michigan State's a huge, huge game for Oakland. I've said this publicly, and I'll continue to say it, that, you know, my friendship with Tom and Tom's allowing us to play state on a regular basis every year like he has really helped develop our program.
The road test at Michigan State on the floor of the Breslin Center was particularly meaningful for a handful of Golden Grizzlies. More than just a 90-minute bus ride west to East Lansing to play a game, it was a trip home. But those thoughts of family and attendance were even more unique for one of the team's leaders. Drew Valentine has played in plenty of big games in his career at Oakland, but this was one that was going to be different.
Before the game, I was really anxious about it. I wanted to play well, and I wanted to everything just to go okay.
It was the day after Thanksgiving, but for this family, it was Valentine's Day. Drew and his younger brother Denzel were reunited on the basketball court. After spending countless hours shooting hoops in the driveway as kids, this was the first time the two brothers actually played against each other. Drew's Grizzlies versus Denzel's Spartans.
It was an amazing, you know, situation. I was just really happy to be out there with him, and it was a cool experience for our family and for our friends that, you know, got to see us out there and see us out there living our dreams.
They were dreams that started just down the road from the Breslin Center. Both played for their dad at Lansing Sexton High School, and when it came time for Denzel to follow in Drew's footsteps, Big Brother was there for an assist.
I remember my freshman year, or his freshman year when he first came to high school, and my dad was debating whether he wanted to play him on varsity or not. I said, Dad, why would you not play him on varsity? You ever seen how good this kid is? He's like, yeah, I'll put him on the team, but he doesn't work hard. And I was like, Dad, he's gonna work hard. Like, Denzel has a passion for the game. He's gonna want to win.
Their relationship has always been anything but a sibling rivalry. Denzel grew up idolizing his older brother, and Drew has always been Denzel's biggest fan.
I'm real into it. Whenever he does something good, I'm like, yeah, Zell, let's go, D-Val. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, getting really excited, getting hyped for him because he's somebody that's worked really hard on his game.
But for a few hours, Drew went from fan to foe. There were times during the game that Drew and Denzel were matched up against each other. And with the resemblance they share, it was almost like watching a mirror image. Even in the heat of competition, they couldn't help but pull for each other.
So I'll be like, come on, man, let's go. And like, I missed a couple free throws, and he'd be like, Drew, what are you doing, man? Knock your free throws in. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's, you know, it's more like a inspiration, pushing type of thing.
With Drew set to graduate after the season, it was likely the first and only time the brothers would be on the same college court together. And when that final horn sounded, both Drew and Denzel went back to what they've always been, brothers with an unbreakable bond.
I'm always going to be there to push him, support him, give him inspiration, guidance, whatever he needs. If he just needs a fan or needs, you know, somebody just to know somebody's there watching and supporting him, I'm always going to be there for him.
Roll play, slice triple. I want to run Spartan to start the second half. Let's time it up. Time it up. Let's get a basket, come out of here and cut the thing to 11. Let's get 4 stops in a row. There's an eternity left if we play.
You got it going. Now you do whatever you want. But you can't try and get it going. It just has to come. Right?
We came back, we cut that thing to 4, and Travis's shot went in and out, and they went down and made a 3. 7, we don't get a basket. They go down and it's 9. And then it's over. You want to win in this building, you have to stay within the system and play within the system and play together as a team. Our 5 together are better than their 5 together. That's how you win. That's how you win championships. How good can this team be? And who will even remember this in March if we get to where we're supposed to be? No one.
To be able to hear all of the roaring fans behind you was just awesome. It was like that was our 6th man, and it was unbelievable. And I hope that we have many more games to come like that in the upcoming games this season.
It's going to be loud. We have a lot of people out there. You might not hear it, me calling it, so I need the veterans or even Elena or Anne Marie, doesn't matter, pop out and then continue running the offense.
Heading into a new season, the men weren't the only ones facing the expectation of what was possible in 2012-2013. For the women's basketball team as well, the early season presented surprises, both good and bad. As expected, senior leader Bethany Waterworth was sidelined by injury, forcing several young players on the squad to rise to the occasion, and rise they did.
You have all these goals and expectations because you had the preseason player of the year coming back, and even Zakiya Menifee was voted preseason All-League, and she missed the first couple games. So I had to reevaluate. It took me maybe 2 weeks. I think it took our fans a lot longer. When they first heard that Bethany was hurt, they were at home, they were all in shock. But our team has totally moved on. And Bethany has been a great leader just in practice, vocally and everything. So I think that is the biggest thing, is how we're going to play without Bethany when Bethany comes back, and that's what I'm going to ride out the rest of the year.
This season I want us to be known as a strong team, a battle-tested team, a team that works hard.
Our freshmen don't play like freshmen, they play like upperclassmen, so it's great to play with them. They're very, very hardworking, they're very positive, and they're very coachable. So it's been a great experience, and I'm really looking forward to continuing to play with them and seeing them grow.
The successes of the early season were just a prelude to a home court matchup against Michigan State. For Oakland, this was an opportunity to turn the spotlight on a team and a sport often overshadowed by the popularity of its male counterpart.
Hard work,
Focused,
Tough,
battle-tested,
resilient,
excellence,
determined,
heart. You can't tell me that a team that goes into 4 overtimes doesn't have heart. We have probably more heart than any team I've ever been on. There's not a girl on this team that doesn't want to win or doesn't have the other girl's back.
It's a lot of fun. We were able to kind of just be ourselves and do different things and be creative offensively and defensively, which makes everything that we do real interesting and different. And I think it's a definitely different style than what you would see from most college basketball teams, but it definitely makes for a fun and interesting environment.
This OU team is more like a sisterhood with actual sisters, Liz and Anne Marie Hamlet. And captains Zakiya Menifee and Victoria Lipscomb have been friends since they were little girls.
Me and Victoria have known each other since 4th grade. We were ball girls for the East Lansing High School girls varsity team. And we've hung out and been friends ever since. We played together in middle school and through high school, and it was just kind of a domino effect, and we were fortunate enough to play in college together.
Coach Becky Francis doesn't believe in an easy road to greatness. Playing good teams only makes the Golden Grizzlies better.
We like to play the toughest because we score against and our stuff works and it just builds confidence. Like our system is working, and you can stop anybody if you can stop the best in the country.
It just shows that we can compete. We were right there with Purdue the first half, which is really exciting. And with all those overtimes, it just shows that no matter what situation we're in, we're gonna come at you.
When the OU ladies hosted Michigan State, the arena atmosphere was electric.
We actually set a record that night for most fans at an Oakland game. It was absolutely incredible to have that fan base, to have that energy, and we were ready for that game, but the fans just intensified it all, and it was wonderful. It was a great swing.
To be able to hear all of the roaring fans behind you was just awesome. It was like that was our sixth man, and it was unbelievable. And I hope that we have many more games to come like that in the upcoming games this season.
For Oakland to get to the next level, these games are huge, because in the next 5 years, they want to be the Cinderella story in Division I basketball.
Well, I don't know if you know the story of Gonzaga, but they started out kind of like in Oakland, and they've worked their way up, and people know who Gonzaga is now. They know that they can compete with anyone, so that's kind of what I was hoping the next 5 years, Oakland's going to be there.
They know there is still work to do, but these young women are not slowing down anytime soon.
We're going to keep going. We're a very, very resilient team. You know, we might have our slumps here and there, but just have faith in us and really believe in us. You know, we're a team that goes out and we work hard every single day in practice and every single game.
The fact that Michigan State would come here and play in itself is a boon for Becky and for the women's program. The fact that now we can promote this game and that we can get people that normally wouldn't come out, they're going to come out and they're going to watch this game and they're going to get their first glimpse of how good our program is and what our product is and how nice the arena is and how, you know, they're in the bad seat in it, and it's a great facility. And people that would never have done that might come out and they might say, oh, wow, she's got a heck of a program going here, and they're going to come back. I told you before, I think this is an indicator game, and this is a game that's going to show me where we're at and are we doing things right or not. None of the other stuff we've done matters.
This is where championship teams make their move. All right, let's go. Let's go.
The Oakland men's basketball team greeted the 2012-2013 season with low expectations from the media and a grueling schedule that put them on the road for 7 straight games in November and early December. But for this team, led by a coach who hails from Defiance, Ohio, how things look on paper rarely tells the story of what a team is truly capable of as the season unfolds.
I think that when you get out there and you lay yourself out for the world to see and things don't go well, how you react to that. I mean, how are we going to react to, everybody knows we had an 18-point lead at Pittsburgh and we weren't able to finish it. And some people are pretty mad about it. But I guarantee all those people that are mad about it aren't anywhere near as upset as we are.
You know, the expectations, I would say, aren't as high as, you know, we're used to around Oakland. But at the same time, you know, this team does have some experience. And I think that, you know, with the experience and the youth that we have, the combination, we can defy, you know, the odds stacked against us.
We're really focused on every single game. We want to get some big wins. We want to compete with everybody.
I think that the Valparaiso game will be a very, very important game for us. There's a great rivalry between Oakland and Valpo. Goes way back to the mid-con days of the early 2000s. And I think it'll be a great measuring step for us to see how far we've come through this gauntlet of schedule we've had. We now get a home game. Let's see, you know, let's just see now. You know, if we can go in and win that game, then we can beat the top teams in our league at home too. I told you before, I think this is an indicator game. And this is a game that's going to show me where we're at and are we doing things right or not. None of the other stuff we've done matters. You have to step up and be in charge of your own greatness.
Turn up, baby, let's go! Oh, yeah!
Bass has it at the top of the key. Now to Petros on the block. Petros goes up with the hook shot and hits. Bass goes to the right side. He'll pull up with a 3 from the top of the key and hit. Ryan Bass hits a triple. Now Valentine on the drive with the push there. Got away with it. Drew Valentine laid it up and in. Bass has it. He'll pull up with a 3-point shot this time, and he will make the 3-point shot this time.
value every possession. A loose possession, 3 points, now we're behind. Value the ball.
Coaches has it now between the legs. 20 on the shot clock, over to Bader in the corner with the up fake. He'll drive it, go up off the square and hit. Nifty move by Travis Bader. Bader has it, go down low to Petros. Petros to Mundy. Mundy on the drive. Mundy with the right hand, keeps it up and in. Here we go. Doherty with the ball on the drive. Doherty has a shot blocked by Corey Petros. And Duke Mundy gets fouled. 10 seconds to play. Oh my.
It's an indicator game is right. And the indication is we don't quit. But this is a very, very good win for this team, for Team 46, because as I said, it's an indicator, and it should indicate to you, you just beat the Horizon League champ from last year with everybody back. 2 years in a row you beat them, and we had our backs against the wall. And that was the key. The backs were against the wall. Well, you know, we're up 11. We could have gone out to an 18-point lead, and who knows what that would have done for us. This should tell us what we can do. All right, congratulations.
These are times where either a team can fall apart or a team can come together. We know how close of a team we are. We know that we're a family. Everybody on this team loves each other. This team's really going to come together, and once we do, it's going to be scary.
1, 2, 3, turn up!
Catch Oakland basketball at the arena as the men's and women's team begin Summit League play. For tickets to all Oakland basketball games, call 248-370-4000 or visit ougrizzlies.com.